Hello and welcome to Head and Shoulders, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And before we get into today's content, don't forget to subscribe because we are almost at 1,000 subscribers. The goal was by the end of July. Looks like we might hit that by either the end of June or the first day or so of July. So thank you all that have subscribed. Uh, because we're getting ready to have this call-in broadcast where we're going to talk about the athletes' performances, coaches, all types of things, the track surfaces, um, how to double your income, all types of things. So today's topic, we're going to talk about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Uh, but before that, let's get into this. I know if I title it something else, we won't even be able to get a chance to talk about this subject. I've seen an overwhelming and disgusting amount of people that have come in the comment section that say that the women do not come back and run. Nope, that's Arian Knighton. That's Lyles. What do I have? Oh, yeah. I forgot. I had to re-record this again because I found out it was not being recorded. But there are a disgusting amount of people that say the Americans can't reproduce their times outside of the track. And I actually had Lauren Williams up here. I mean, you could go back to 2001, you can go back to anywhere, but I'm going to make this one short. And then I'm going to get into Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. The amount of golds and silvers alone prove that the United States is more dominant. This is on the women's side. I can debunk this. This is in the 200 meters. Uh, let's go down to, where is that at? Where is that at? Oh, here's the women, 100. All right. And here is the United States at the top again with golds and silvers, with the golds outnumbering anything else by everybody else. And the funny thing is, if you were to take out Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Jamaica kind of doesn't have anybody when it comes there. So people want to selectively talk about taking out certain people from the United States. It's weird. I'm like, would you just take out the two people, both, and equalize it? Nobody does that. They always say, well, if you do this and you can't talk about this other subject because if you do that, it's fair. And it's not fair if you compare mine, but I can compare yours. What? So here, let me just do it this way. If you look at the times, and I spent literally 8 hours to do this, then fell asleep, woke back up, got 2 hours of sleep. I spent 8 hours because we got people keep saying the track surfaces or whatever. Yeah, track surfaces are a little bit different between them. And that's why we need a sports league, right? We need a sports league so we can have a definitive, hey, here it is. But if I'm not mistaken, aren't football surfaces a little bit different? I'm talking about American football, right? With turf and grass or whatnot. Not all of them are updated, but basketball courts, they're the same in the NBA. But are all other team-based sports the same? So we need a league, then we can end, hey, this is this track is better than this one or whatever. People were saying that Jamaica's track was 99 meters, 98 meters or something, or short. And then Usain Bolt dropped freaking world records on their head and just consistently defeated everybody else. So people can say stuff, and then there's the rumor saying, oh, the track is short. The track is short. And then you got your ass handed to you because why? Well, facts are facts, right? Facts are facts. People are spreading a rumor now that these tracks are, let me go to Arian Knighton here, that the tracks, and patience, I'm going to get into Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in a second. But yeah, if so, just play it on 2x speed. That will always help you out. But yeah, Arian Knighton, his times are what his times are, or Gabby Thomas, their times are their times because let's go to the current season because I went all the way back. I mean, I looked through these and then I went and anything that wasn't covered on the World Athletics website, I went back to that. But Let's go to the 200. Gabby Thomas. Okay, let's say that the Oregon track, because they keep saying Oregon track, people, the Americans never reproduce their stuff. Man, they're making definitive claims. Does that only apply to the women? I could debunk you with just saying that question, because the men and the women are running on the same tracks. They're running at the same championships, and you see them consistently here. I'll only look at the women right here. Don't let me go to the men uh, and look at that, because these medals right here, this was Usain Bolt. Now, and this is just talking about the world championships. The Olympics is even worse as far as the men medaling. Whether it's okay, they got a silver. Does Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce beating Carmelita Jeter prove anything? Because Elaine Thompson can't beat a healthy Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, but every time Elaine Thompson loses now, she's injured, she's sick, something else happened. She was having something. No, Asafa Powell kept saying, "Oh, he was sick. He was no, he was injured." Man, Asafa Powell set the world record, and then he could always run. He's run 97 sub 10. I mean sub 10 second 100 meters. What kind of? I mean, this dude is very consistent in destroying people. Diamond League, kept winning and winning. Then he get up to the championship. Oh, he's injured. No, he has nerves that he couldn't get over. Y'all know this woman? Oh yeah, she was pretty dominant. Yeah, but are we gonna claim that somebody can't run fast because of a myth? They started to say about the tracks. Look at all these gold medals that the Americans got, and you can even look at more recent times where it got consistently run on Eugene, Oregon. I'm talking about just the ones run on Eugene, Oregon, and only count those medals. The U.S. still has more medal count, with whether it's gold and silver. So please, just stop it. Just stop the mess. You're embarrassing yourselves. You really are embarrassing to yourselves. You're going to tell me that Gabby Thomas can't do it? Now, the reason why Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is most likely to win is because her turnover. She looks better than virtually everybody else on the track running right now this season. The only thing that matters is this season, right? So leading up into this championship, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is running better than everybody else. People keep saying it's the shoes. And remember the year in 2017 when Elaine Thompson blew up in the final? She was looking smooth in the prelims. She still looked smooth in the semis. And then in the final, her nerves got to her. So you telling me she threw up because she was sick? And if she was, how many other athletes go out there and run and they were sick? Galen Rupp was sick, and he set the American record in the 2 mile. You have other athletes that have nerves that are getting to them, and then they drop a world record on people's heads. So what excuse? Really, that's the weakest thing to bring up. She threw up. How many other athletes are out there also throwing up? So she's just high and mighty. Queen Elaine Thompson, or Hera at this point, she is so much better that when she throws up, her throw ups are very special. She doesn't get graded the same way that other athletes do. Plenty of athletes get injured. Donovan Brazier didn't make an excuse for anything that he did. He still went out there and ran injured or whatever was going on. And he looked like a head case out there. And he said he didn't come in with a race plan. And it showed. Yeah, he was hurt, just like he said. It was something that he could have run through. But hey, look, he was a head case. He didn't do it well. The reason why Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, this is her 100th to lose, because she has a dominating factor this year. 1063 and 1071. Right? She's a dominating factor because of her form. She looks great. She looks great, relaxed as she's running. And that's an important thing in the 100, 200, and really just in every race. But if you don't run relaxed, Gabby Thomas was powering through. Imagine if she is able to run relaxed. Let me ask you guys a question here. It's 2179, and she looked relaxed. You could tell that she was dying a little bit, but she still looked relaxed. Let me ask you a question. How much time is knocked off? Let's just settle this right now. Since everybody is just knows that the track year after year, remember, this is the first year that they're running on Eugene's track. So of course it's going to be a little bit more bouncy, but isn't the track itself, not the stadium, but the track itself at the national stadium, is that a new surface in Jamaica too? Because that's what I was being told in some of the comment section. Somebody tell me, correct the other people if they're wrong, but isn't the Jamaican track, this part, I didn't even bother to look at this with that one, because I just looked at the times, and the times are very, I could look at Lauren Williams back in the day and saw that her time in Beijing was consistent with what she was running earlier in the season. If you're just slightly slower, if Gabby Thomas comes out and runs a 21:75 or something, I'm not about to be like, oh, she couldn't reproduce her time. Everybody's not going to run a PR all the time. Everybody's not going to run a PR all the time. So what am I going to do? So let me ask you this. Since the Oregon track is so high and mighty, that means we should have world records all next year. And when you look at the history, the fastest times are typically at the Olympics in the year right after. That is where the fastest times in the history of everything, of track and field, the Olympics and the 1 year right after. There are a couple times where the distance runners will take the off year to try to run fast, so then they can get ready for championship season, I guess, to make it through rounds. But aside from that exception, in certain years, most of the records are at the Olympics or the World Championships or the World Athletics Final or the World Cup, whatever they called it, because they kept changing the name, right after. And if you look down the list of these, you see American after American. They ran on Eugene's track because they keep saying that Eugene is this. People just saying all types of comments just to talk. And that's the problem that we got. We got an area, we got the internet that gives anybody, literally anybody the ability to say something. And they start saying it, then other crack pack smokers come in. They're like, yeah, or the person that doesn't know, they're coming over here. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Do y'all know that COVID-19 happened? And so people are saying, hey, I've never seen these many records being broken or fast times. Nothing really was special that happened at Oregon. Nothing special happened at Oregon, except that there were some extremely fast, unpredictable 3 things. Is the shot put world record now because of Oregon's track? Hammer throw American record because of Oregon's track? Maybe the surface can help you spin a little bit better, but that's kind of like where shot put is by itself. Is that because of Oregon's track too? Does it apply everywhere, or does it apply only in a couple of events that we just focused on and selectively picked? Because people are focusing on the 100 and 200, but the 400 world record is dang near about to go down. We got 3 athletes that could be vying for that. The 800, I mean, 18 Mo, I guess she's just helped by the track. How much of this time right here, Gabby Thomas, let's say that she was running in Jamaica. How much slower do you think her time would be? Since Oregon's track is high and mighty, the blessing from God, blessed above beyond everything, because conditions in the heat that was in Oregon compared to them running in the morning in Jamaica, that was the difference there. The heat in Oregon, the conditions that athletes run on, the amount of people in the stadium compared to in Jamaica or other places, those things happen to be more of a bigger effect. And the mindset that you're coming in like, I need to make a team. Those things have an effect. So let me ask you, Gabby Thomas, how much slower would she run? Would she run a 22 flat? Let's just say exactly the same thing. Somebody tell me, use your scientific brain, all facts-based evidence, because that's where these comments come from, facts, not speculation, but facts. How much slower would she have run? Let's put a number to it, because you could just say everything. If she loses to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, or she doesn't run her time again, That may not have anything to do with Eugene's track, right? Eugene's track is newer, so fair. It might be a little bit bouncier or give you a little bit more back, but okay, cool. Is Tokyo's track going to give you a little bit more? I don't know. So with that being said, how much slower would she have run a 21.79? Would it have been a 21.8? Would it have been 23 seconds? Somebody tell me. Somebody educate me, because I'm the fool that doesn't know. Let's talk in the comment section. But anyway, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, get back to that. She's going to win the 100 more than likely, the 200 more than likely, because of how she runs, not because of a special track is going to give her a time or take away that. And they're going to say, well, when they all run, if Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce wins, I was correct. I'm going to forget the data that was there. I'm going to forget all of that. I was correct. Gabby Thomas couldn't do it. Gabby Thomas could be a one-off thing, not because of the track, but because she had the adrenaline. She powered through that 200. She wanted that win right there. It was something special to her. And she might not be able to reproduce that again, because at that moment, she's like, I need to make the Olympic team and I'm going to win. And she might not have that same adrenaline or ability to do it again. Does that take away from her performance before, where y'all slapping in the face of these athletes? Just like where they kept doubting Usain Bolt's time or Jamaican times and saying, oh yeah, you can run that time on your track. Do that in the US or on another track, and then Usain Bolt dropped the world record. It's like you can't please nobody on common sense stuff. Y'all arguing about dumb stuff. So anyway, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce likely to strip that away from Elaine Thompson or Elaine-Herah, because she is not looking too hot right now. But Elaine-Herah, she might come back and do it. Just like Dalilah Muhammad, she lost a world record. She was sick with COVID, which is a scam. It turns out so many athletes were sick with COVID, and yet she dropped a 52.4 something. She's run near some of the fastest time in history in the 400 hurdles. And this is her third, fourth race or whatever back. Like, she had a serious injury that they didn't think she would run until the Olympic trials. So, I mean, she still got it well within her capability of still defending her title. I know the machine is going behind Sydney McLaughlin because that's what they wanted. They've been trying to crown her for the longest. And every time they try to crown her, it was Dalilah Muhammad. Then they finally said, oh, wait a minute, Dalilah might do something special. So let's not, just talk only Sydney McLaughlin. That's what they did. It only took 3 seasons for them to do that. Only took 3 seasons for NBC to change around in the media complex in the United States. They don't do it internationally, for them to calm down and say, wait a minute, we maybe need to give Dalilah Muhammad her props. I've noticed that. Go back to the videos, listen to how they talk about Sydney McLaughlin, prodigy, even though the world record was dropped on her head. Just listen to them. So, hey, now she's finally got it. So the hype machine can come up and they can wipe away Dalilah Muhammad like they've wanted to for the longest. I noticed that. It's just like if it was a young Allison Felix, they want to wipe away the other people. Obviously, it's all about sponsorship. It's about the hype and the marketing of the sport, but we do need to pay attention to these things and how they are coming out. I try to be as neutral as possible when I'm covering these athletes. And then we can give some hype behind them. But yeah, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is above and beyond the best sprinter alive right now, as far as in the 100 and 200, especially the 100. She's the most dominating feature of the last decade, like over a decade. So there's nothing to argue about it. Whether she wins, loses, draws, whatever, she is the best sprinter in the field. Nobody else can compare to what her medal count is, the times that they've run, or anything. The consistency, that's the biggest part. So catch you all in the next one.